of my game. Every day I'm on top of my.
Hey everybody, this is Sean B. Bradley, CEO of Dealer Synergy, and yes, you know what time it is. It is Monday, and it is time to make that money. It is Make Money Mondays, and I am super excited about this week because I'm fresh back from the Internet Sales 20 group. Had about 100 dealerships fly from all over the United States, and you know what we discussed? The next evolution of the sales professional. That's right, folks. In my opinion, the sales professional needs to evolve to that next stratosphere. You cannot sell cars like it's 1960. You can't sell cars like it's the 80s or the 90s or even the early 2000s. You have to turn around and step up your game. You want to think of yourself as your own business. I've heard it, I've said it, I've felt it, I've been it, that the car business is like your own business. Being an automotive sales professional is like being an entrepreneur. Really? Okay, what business do you know that doesn't have a website nowadays? Exactly, not many. You want to have your own website. Now, let's talk about successful entrepreneurs, like real estate agents. I understand we're in car sales, automotive sales, I get it. But think about a real estate agent. You've all seen the billboards with a real estate agent's picture on it, smiling, look for Bob if you want a house, or whatever they say, or the magazines, or the home and buyer shopper newspaper things. You've seen real estate agents that brand themselves, brand themselves, brand themselves. You need to brand yourself. As an automotive sales professional, you need your own website. And when I say a website, I mean a nice website. Nice doesn't mean expensive, but nice means nice. It means not ghetto, not crappy, not from like front page 2000 back in the day, not really horrible broken links and it's just your name and it's got scrolling marquees and things dilapidated. You want to have a beautiful website, a nice website. Now, you've got a couple, questions thinking, well, do I really need a website? Yes, you need a website. That's question one answered. Question two, well, I can't afford a website. Well, listen, this is your own business. You got to invest in yourself. But I give you two options. Option one, you could try to convince your dealership to pay for your website. Why? Because I know a lot of dealerships, my clients, not my clients, everything, that they actually will turn out and fund a salesperson's website. I've got dealerships that won't fund it totally, but will turn around and pay for like half the website or a portion of the website. And then I've got, dealerships that don't fund partial or whole or anything. And then the sales professional, you need to make an executive business decision and say, you know what? It's really important that I have a website. I try to get my dealership to pay for it. They said no. I try to get them to co-op me. They said no. Well, I need to step up and invest in myself and buy or build my own website. Now, here's the thing. Just to give you extra ammunition for the information and the acceptance of this point here is that 92 to 99% of Americans go online before they step foot into your dealership. I'm going to repeat that. Almost every single person before they step foot into your dealership goes online to do some form of research. So again, if we all know that everybody's going online, if you understood everything I've ever said about Google's ZMOT, the whole zero moment of truth, the whole fact of that 80% of all transactions start on search, where are you? Think about it. If you think of the internet as an ocean, some people are not even a kayak or a floaty device. They don't have anything. They're on the beach. They're off the water. They're not even getting wet. If you want to be immersed in opportunity, you've got to go where the opportunity is, on the internet. And one of the simplest things you could do is build a website or have a website professionally built for yourself. Now, if you want extra information on this concept, I wrote an article in the November issue of Auto Success magazine. You could go to www.autosuccessonline.com. That's autosuccessonline.com, and you could read my article, or you could go to, at the end of this, automotiveinternetsales.com, and you'll see a copy of the article. But let me give you some points and some highlights of the article. If you build a website, what I want you to do is, I'm going to put a couple bullet points here. First is the URL. The URL is very important. That's the website address. You don't want to have, in my opinion, something like www.seanbradley.com or www.abcmotors.com/Sean Bradley. That doesn't do any good. what I would suggest if I were you is to geo-target your URL. So for example, if you were a single point, I don't know, Chevy dealership, again, if you were a single point Chevy dealership, I would give you a couple different options. Option one, I'm not 100% in love with. I don't want you to necessarily stick to your brand because that has a couple liabilities. First of all, certain OEMs, actually a lot of OEMs, frown upon it and don't allow it, period, for violating ad covenant rules and so forth and so forth. So if you work at the Chevy dealership, it's an option, I don't recommend it though, is to have, Chevy Indianapolis.com, okay? If there isn't a dealership named ChevyIndianapolis.com, that URL might be available. That's a great geo-targeted URL, but you might be violating the OEM's rules. So A, if you want to do that, check with your general manager or dealer principal, or better yet, your OEM rules first and foremost. But my personal recommendation is that even if it was allowed, you might want to think of a different strategy because then you're landlocked into just Chevy or just Chevrolet. Now, I hope that you stay at your dealership forever, but if you didn't, you're kind of beat. I'll give you an example. My main man, Robert Wiseman, is a really good friend of mine. He branded himself, your Hyundai guy, your Hyundai guy, your Hyundai guy, your Hyundai guy. Guess what? He doesn't work for Hyundai anymore. All that branding, all that time, all that money, all for Hyundai, Hyundai, Hyundai. He don't even work for Hyundai anymore. So again, Robert's brilliant and he does a 99.9% things right, but I would have rethought that Hyundai thing. Now, so here's what you can do, and what I really suggest you do is geo-target. For example, car sales, let's say Indy, or car sales Indianapolis, or buy a car Indianapolis.com, or buy a car Indy.com. Or you could turn around and do other combinations like new cars, boom, or new car dealer or car dealerships, Indy or Indianapolis. But regardless of what it is, there's different tools that are on the internet for free and for paid. There's a tool called Google Keyword Tracker, okay, and it allows you to identify what keywords you're thinking might sound good if the public actually types those in or keystrokes those in. There's another company called Word Tracker. Word Tracker is another good resource, but it's paid. So you could use these things to figure out your URL. In my opinion, I believe that the URL is one of the absolute most important aspects of the website. Of course, content is king, symmetry, psychology, content, unique stuff. I get all that, and we'll go into it in a minute. But the URL is one of the most important things. That's where the equity is held majority in the URL. So be very careful of what URL you pick. So again, car dealerships Indy.com or car sales Indianapolis.com. Those are good because they're geo-targets. Research shows that when people are 30 days or less from buying a vehicle, they're going to geo-target their search. So that's one thing. Now, I spent a lot of time talking about the URL because it's important. If you go to www.hondamalton.com, again, www.hondamalton.com, a really good friend of mine, Joseph Argento, he's only been in the car business for a couple months. His second full month, he cracked like 20 units, approximately like 20 units. And again, he's got this amazing website. If you look at it, it doesn't matter what the graphics are, the colors, that's all graphic design, that can be changed. But look at the content on hondamalton.com. If you look under the About Me section, not me, but Joseph, he's got an About Me section where he goes into details about himself. Why do you even have that? It's really important because the automotive industry is a relationship industry. Again, if you get people to like you, trust you, believe you, they're going to buy from you. So what's kind of cool about the site is, he talks about himself, about his family, about his beliefs. Again, what are you doing right off your website? You're building common ground. A. B, you're humanizing yourself. You're not just a car salesman, grr, 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 grr. You are a human being. Now, depending if you're former military, you go to church, you're a soccer coach, you got your parent, whatever it is, if somebody else that's looking at your website is interested in being, in buying a vehicle from you potentially, they see that you've got common ground. And more importantly, even if there wasn't common ground, it humanizes yourself. You're not that person that's just going to surgically remove their money from their pockets into, your pockets. That's important. Other thing you're going to find in Joe's site, he talks about his mission statement. He's got a personal mission statement. Now, Joe happens to have a lot of faith. Now, there's the gambit of, do you want to put that out there? Do you want to remain PC and be neutral? Again, don't take the HondaMarlton.com website as just that's the total way. Just let that website inspire you of what a salesperson website should look like. I'm talking about everything. Now, if you look on the website, they've got other features like automotive concierge. You need to be able to become a concierge, a consultant, a professional, the go-to person. He's got a section about advice and tips. He's got a section about inventory. He's got a section about trading information, about specials. He's got a website that's designed to sell himself, to build value in doing business with Joseph Argento, not just ABC Motors. And inventory, you could turn on and frame an inventory through APIs or through custom widgets or just from your inventory feed, whether it's Dealer Specialties, HomeNet, or whatever, with your dealership's permission, you could frame it in. Or you don't have to frame in any inventory. You could just have a call to action that says, please, understand that we could get you any vehicle, new, used, whatever. Please call me now at 555-1212. Disclaimer, you wouldn't say whatever, I'm just speaking. You also, for used cars, could say, we're part of the Used Car Factory Network. We're partners with banks, wholesalers, auctions. We have one of the largest pre-owned inventories in the state of blah, blah, blah. Please call me right now at 555-1212. If the vehicle exists in the United States, we could get it within 72 hours, something like that. So again, this is only a Make Money Mondays tip. I can't turn this into a full-blown training. You could go to automotivedigitaltraining.com for elaboration, or you could call me, for free. I'd be able to be more than happy to show you examples or brainstorm with you on how to create your own personal website. But I'm just going to say this: emulate successful entities. Your OEM has a website. Your dealership has a website. Almost everybody's going online before they step foot into your dealership. Now, one last point I'm going to say before I close is this. Most sales consultants are consumed in the misdirection of just selling. What you want to be able to do is engage people at point of interest versus point of sale. People are a majority in the interest researching, fact gathering stage more so than they are in the buying stage. So first of all, if you've got no content out there on the internet, that's a problem. Second, if you only have, sales content, like let's say on your Facebook, you're like, call me if you want a car, call me if you want a car, let me know if you know anybody that wants a car. If it's all about sales, there's no value there. Can you imagine creating videos, blogs that you could put on your website easily through YouTube and your cell phone, such as why, besides why should somebody buy a car from me, but here, Mr. Customer, Mrs. Customer, if you're, or to the public, if you're looking to buy a new vehicle, here's what you should look for in deciding in what dealership to choose. If you're looking for a pre-owned vehicle, here's what you should know and think about before you make a decision on buying a pre-owned car. If you're not sure about leasing versus financing, here's the information so you can make an educated decision what's best for you and your family. If you're considering a pre-owned versus a certified pre-owned, here's the differences and the benefits, and you could do a cost-benefit analysis to see what's right for you. Here's a video article, how to sync up Bluetooth, how to set up satellite radio, so on and so forth. Salespeople don't do this. All they're waiting is for the magic up bus and the commission bus to drop off, at your dealership. Start to put into emotional bank accounts. You can't walk into a bank and withdraw money from it without catching a federal case, without first depositing. Same thing. Stop trying to take withdrawals from the public without first depositing bits of information. Think about that strategy, how you could actually create content, information, blog posts, videos, and house them on your website. Become the automotive sales professional that you have on your title. Become the automotive sales consultant that's in your title. Become that automotive concierge. Be that go-to person, that expert person for anything and everything related to automotive sales. Again, this is an extended Make Money Mondays, but this is a powerful tip. Salespeople, step up your game and get a website. Not any website, an awesome website. Sean V. Bradley. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Make Money Mondays. If you like this week's episode of Make Money Mondays, you're going to love all the content on automotive digital training. So please go to automotivedigitaltraining.com and sign up today. And if you've got any questions, please feel free to call me on my cell phone at area code 267-319 6776. Yes, that's really my cell phone. Don't put it on any bathrooms or anything. Thank you. Bye.